We're going to take a early morning walk in the darkness. Because you know what? That's what the music business is like. That's what the music business is like. Taking a walk in the darkness. Now, we're getting ready to have major storms today. And I haven't been able to get out and walk because I've been so busy, man, creating content. And, man, that's a good thing, right? It's a good thing to have a full plate of things to do, right? But man, you know, it's good to get out. It's good to do these walk and talks, and I know people enjoy them, and I enjoy doing them. So figure while everybody's still sleeping, we'll get out here and get some exercise. Now, you got to be careful in the dark, just like you got to be careful in the music business, especially here in Florida. These the gators, they're nocturnal hunters. So I am watching because look, man, we're surrounded both sides by these little pond thingies. There's gators in there, there's snakes, there's all kinds of stuff lurking. And man, once again, it's a lot like the music business. It's a lot like life. There's always a shadow coming, before you. And man, it's important that people know these things that I talk about on this channel. This is important work to know that not everything is sunshine and rainbows. I had a comment the other day from somebody who worked for NAM. And he said that, NAM, painted the facade of people working in the music business and all that. The reality was it's harder and harder to succeed in the music business. To try and make a living playing music it's brutal. And again, I just read another comment this morning. People always say, "Oh man, why don't you teach? Why don't you teach?" My wife said the other day, "You should be teaching. You could be head of the music department." I don't have a degree, bro. I dropped out to be a rock star. I was a fool. But here's the deal, man. This guy was talking and left a comment. And he said, man, he was taught for 20 years. And what would end up happening is when it came time for people to pay for their lessons, they would drop the kid off with no money. And then he had students back to back. So when he went ahead and taught the kid, even though they didn't bring the money. And then, even though another kid was waiting for him to give a lesson, he had to go out and try to get money from the parents. He had to struggle every time to get paid. Look, I know in the past, teachers I had when I was a kid, they would make you pay a month ahead of time. If you missed the lesson, well, that's up to you, man. That's on you. So look, man, whether you teach playing guitar or whether you think you're going to become a rock star or a country singer or whatever it is, man, you be prepared that it's a walk in the darkness. There's no clear path. There's no map. There's nothing to guide you. You're going to have to navigate rough waters. You're going to have to navigate bad weather. You're going to have to experience, look, man, if you're somebody that's never slept on a floor, if you're somebody that's never toughed it out, that slept in your jeans for a week, slept on a floor, and ate table scraps for a week or top ramen for a week, or if you've never experienced that, maybe you should just forget about it altogether. If you can't handle that lifestyle of struggling, toughing it out, and figuring out a way to survive, you know, I've had people in the past, people in my family and stuff say, well, if you need money, just let me know. I don't ask for anything. I know how to survive. I know how to figure it out. No matter what happens, man, I know how to figure it out because I've been doing this for a long time. People say in the comments, well, you going to play some gigs? Well, what are you doing? Do you have a project right now? Are you playing gigs? Look, this is my gig. This is what I do. I play every day. I create music every day. And I fell into the trap of playing gigs, thinking that was the path, when I should have probably 10 years ago gone all in on YouTube. Now when I look, they have a site called Social Blade, right? And you can look up my YouTube channel. You can look up other people's and see how they're doing, and you can see the trajectory of how many subscribers I'll have in a year, how many subscribers I'll have in 10 years or this and that. And look, man, I'm 59 years old now. I don't have tons of time. I don't have a lot of life left. And it can be really disheartening. It can be really disheartening when you realize that, shit, it might take me 5 years to get to 100,000 subscribers, which is sort of my faraway goal right now, like far away eyes. She be off with the nearest truck driver she could find, right? That old Rolling Stone songs, get a girl with faraway eyes. And I had to look at those stats with faraway eyes, just like I looked at all the people that told me to stay out of the music business, to get a real job. I had to look at them with faraway eyes because I had a purpose. I had a reason. I had a thing that I wanted to do. I had dreams that I wanted to accomplish. And as I feel the first drop of rain in what's going to be a torrential day of rain, supposedly, I can't help but wonder, will I even survive? This is, maybe people tune in to see if I survive all of this, if I survive all of this and am able to make it happen, man. Will I be able to do this? Will I be able to, get to 100,000? Will I be able to get to 1 million? Will the grind ever stop? I don't know. The grind's not going to stop as long as I'm on YouTube, as long as I'm trying to make music what I do. It's a permanent grind. There is no retirement. My Social Security is peanuts. And I don't intend on really even thinking of that as anything other than just another form of mailbox money that I can't rely on. And it's not going to be enough to pay a bill. I might be able to get a decent meal and maybe pay a phone bill or something, and that's it. That's it, man. So While a lot of people, and I hear them in the comments, and I hear you, man. I hear you. They got off the train at Rockstar Junction and got a real job, and they got a pension and everything to fall back on. I'm here in Grindland, bro. I'm here in Grindland at 59 years old, kids. So if you think, look, man, I could hang, dude. I could hang. I know guys that were much more successful than me, and they might even tell you themselves that Bad Brad might have been a better player. Might have been able to smoke them. None of that matters, dude. None of that matters. There's people better than me that never left home. People that would smoke me and never left home. So none of it makes any sense. Life doesn't make sense. The world doesn't make sense. Nobody owes you jack shit. And that's just the reality of everything, man. Nobody owes you jack shit. You're not guaranteed anything. And man, you could get off the Rockstar Junction and get a real job. And something tragic happens and you're gone. Just like that. There's no guarantees, man. You're lucky if you're living. You're lucky if you survive. You're lucky if you get up and walk like I'm doing right now. So look, man, I know guys way back in the Sunset Strip days that left the band, thought they were going to go on to do great things. And now they're gone. They were gone within a couple of years. Poof, gone. See ya. Bye. Never to be thought of again until this moment right now when I think how tragic that was. How at the time I knew that they left the band. That was it. It was over. They may have done one other project after they left, but I knew, man, whatever little bit of momentum, a little bit of buzz that we had, and now they're going off thinking they're going to do greater things. But now in looking back, it's nothing but a tragedy. It's nothing but a huge loss. It's nothing but failure. And maybe even those that are successful, maybe even they have their own failures. You can have all the riches in the world, but sold your soul to make it. You can have all the wealth, everything going for you, and maybe life just kicks you in the pants, and that's it. You don't have anything else going for you. So the reality is we have to keep going in life. We have to keep striving. We have to keep moving, and we have to not let life get us down. If you want to be a musician, go be a musician. But don't forget what I told you, man. It's going to be hard, dude. You're going to struggle, dude. Make sure you're tough before you do it. Make sure you're okay with what I call a camping lifestyle. When I was a kid, I used to love staying in a hotel or a motel. My daughter's the same way now. She loves it, loves going in a room, and the room's clean, and there's little soaps and TV and little cups and all that. I used to love it as a kid. And, like, what's that song? No More by Aerosmith. Well, you love them and you hate them all the same. Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. They just become another room that you try to live in, you try to survive in. And it's not It's not something that you enjoy after a while, man. You know, traveling and seeing the country and playing and hearing the cheers of the crowds and drinking a beer with the locals and all that, man. It can be fun. It can be a blast until it's not. Until it's not. And then you're like me, up early in the morning, lurking in the shadows, walking in the rain, still hustling, still dreaming, still hoping for a break, hoping that I can take this YouTube channel on a journey to the center of your mind and mine as well. Because I always dreamed, as I laid in bed last night, I was thinking about some of the songs that I played on with one of the artists I was on the road with. And last I had checked, there were millions of plays, millions. I thought, man, wow. You know, because here's the thing, no matter what you do, man, it's never enough, man. It's never enough. And look, there's no money. There's no money rolling in from all those millions of plays for a guy who just played a few guitar licks on a song like that. It's a nice accomplishment. It's a box checked off. But it ain't gonna pay the light bill, bro. So the hustle, the grind and the hustle never end. You keep going. You keep pushing. You keep hoping for a break, even after you've had many or had none at all. This is reality in the music business. This is what it's all about. Walking in the darkness, not knowing what's ahead, not knowing if you're going to have enough money to pay the rent or enough money to pay your bills, or if you're going to get evicted from your apartment, or if your car's going to get repossessed, or your girlfriend's going to rob you and take your gig money and run off and do nefarious things with it. That, my friends, that is the harsh reality as I walk in the rain and continue my struggle and hustle. It never ends.